John, if we make an a cappella group, will you join it?
That's not true. You
You'd come in and say, I'll bring you a cup of tea. I'll rudely interrupt you.
I'll bring you a cup of tea.
A cup of tea.
So, previously on Roll Over and Die, there were the remnants of the scared prisoners all about the church floor. Parter managed to rescue Marielle by nosing her onto his back, carrying her around for a little bit. They led Mike down, and she tried out the sarcophagus for herself, interacting with the projection of the god Yuan, who graced her with his power. And Chad woke up Marielle and helped quell the survivors. Most made out of the church alive, and the group made a beeline to Kil'Erith, only stopping off at Keld to sleep. Oh, and then there was Hamlet Surefoot, but that's a story for another time. Now it's over with, ready to roll over and die.
Here is your orange shirt. Here is your Hamlet sherbet.
What?
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, right?
I don't remember that.
Here is your orange
Sherbet.
sherbet.
I don't remember
You were
that.
Which
having
one
a
is that from?
The first one.
First one.
Is it?
And it was a really was it Christian Slater?
Christian Slater.
I genuinely don't remember.
No.
It's a
Because
really
he
famous scene.
hypnotised him.
I just thought you'd lost your mind.
I
and
thought
that
you'd
this
had
is-
a-
I know what you meant.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
John, you get that, yeah? You got the reference. No?
Yeah.
You did
And
not.
you see lights when you sleep, right?
You got that.
Don't stop trying.
Okay, cool. Right, so we kick off, and we're all on our way till Kil'Erith. Eventually, you part ways with the halfling that's lagging behind you.
We
And
don't
you-
acknowledge him as he leaves.
No, of course not.
Don't even look at him.
Bye, Hamlet.
But
Oh God.
Bye. See you soon.
Precious second.
Hopefully.
Talking to him.
Don't forget to
Look
stop
away.
by.
Stop it.
Yeah. He gives you a wink and a finger gun.
A what?
And
gun.
we're off.
Hamlet is not the time.
There you go.
Don't. He could be shooting at you.
Could be a curse.
Oh. Bye.
You stalk your way through where you remember Glorandil sitting atop that bluff that was looking over the stream in the Lurking Wood, in the middle of the Lurking Wood, on your way to Keld. He's not there currently. It is sort of mid-afternoon. You know that he was only there during the morning. Why don't you do a survival check?
Everyone.
Yes, sure. Why not?
What for?
Trying to
Survive.
track.
I can track
Yeah. That's all.
and hold on. What's the thing that I can give to everybody else?
Survival.
16.
16? That's good enough. 19? That's good.
9.
9? Not so good.
Which one was it?
Survival.
19 plus 7.
26?
22.
22? Yeah, so 17, 19, 22, 26 are all more than good enough to trace the well-worn path that Glorandil uses to come to the bluff every single day, trace him back to the Elven village. Now, the Elven village, though small, probably only has a few hundred people living here, similar size to Blackmeier. It is an Elven village. So they have, over the hundreds of years that they've been here, stoppered up a lot of the swamp, creating fertile grassland around this area. And they have relatively simple domiciles, but they have woven them out of quite fine reeds and grown the trees around each of their houses. So though not what you'd call expensive or flashy, it is still very intricate and beautiful. They seem to live at one with nature. When you get into the town, there's a lot of the Elven community going about their daily business. You notice that you're probably the only ones here that aren't of Elvish born. Marielle kind of pushes her way to the front and quickens her step as she makes a straight line for one of the houses.
Oh, we've got to follow her, surely. Got to follow her.
Well, we give her a chance to say hello to the family.
I'm running alongside her.
We want to get our thing.
No, we awkwardly just carry on walking with her. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Running alongside her.
Yeah. And
Yeah, much too.
the closer she gets to the house, the quicker her pace until she's sort of half running to the door, and she throws it open.
I jump ahead of her, and before she can say anything, I'm like, "We found your wife."
Okay. So you jump into the door.
As she opens the door, I jump through it. push out the
Roll
way.
a dexterity check.
Sounds
Because the door is not like massive.
Natural 20.
Okay, yeah. So you just you tuck into it like a dart, and you just like thread the needle as she opens the door, and you just like straight through. You do a forward roll,
That's right out the window.
and you jump up onto your legs and announce, "We found her."
You got your wife. We did it.
She didn't find herself.
She didn't.
There's no one in there.
Oh. Hello?
As you look around, so her face sort of kind of drops a little bit.
Oh no!
No,
well,
there's
we
no
have
one
to
out.
find the whole
Yeah,
farm.
we gotta go find the orc camp.
I knew there was going to be another quest.
Wasn't he just hanging out between the two villages?
Only in the morning.
But we followed
where
the
we-
trail from
yeah.
the bluff though, so
That's
we know
where
he's
we
not
picked
there.
up the track.
So does he go there every morning?
Mhm.
looking for her? What time
Every
of day
morning
is
there
it?
to play. It's now afternoon.
But we just came from there, so we know he's not there.
Okay.
Yeah, you tracked your way back to the bluff, followed the trail back to his village. She recognises this village, recognises this as a home.
Does it look?
No one's here.
Does it look like there's any disturbances or just?
No. Looks like a very well tidied, appointed.
Are
Um,
any of the
house.
other houses, like, is there any other activity happening in the
Yeah,
village
there's people
right now?
going about their
Okay.
business.
All right, so it's not like they
Can
got
I-
pillaged.
Yeah, and as you like confusedly check around, a couple of the inhabitants of this village approach. They kind of like sidestep around you guys a little bit, nodding to you as they do, and they tap Marielle on the shoulder. And she turns around, and they seem to recognise each other. And they embrace in a hug, and one of them says to Marielle, "I haven't seen you in years. Where have you been? We confess we did lose hope. Glorandel never did. He sat on the bluff every morning, playing your favourite song, hoping that one day you'll return."
It's really sad.
And they hug again. You can see tears in her eyes.
I'm crying.
I'm just waiting for her to ask.
Yeah, I
and
was
where
like,
is
can you
he?
not get to the point?
And she and the other elf puts her hand to Glorandel. He is out hunting with your two children,
I said hello.
Two?
but they will be
But there'll be what?
So they had three.
They do.
Oh.
Yeah, the two eldest. The youngest
okay.
isn't out there. And she says, "Please, you can come back. Your daughter is staying with us at the moment." And she says, "Yes, absolutely.
We found
I
her.
can wait."
We were the ones that found her.
And Marielle nods and says, "Yes, apologies to the two elves. She says, these are the ones that liberated me from slavery."
You can say thank you when you're ready.
She hasn't yet.
Absolutely. So this is Pip, I believe, and we've got Parter, Teray,
Right.
and Mike, and Chad, the wizard, and ASMR. Yeah, when I woke up, I was in a dreadful place, the sunken church in the middle of the swamp,
Did
but
your
they
head
navigated
hurt?
me.
Did your head hurt?
Yes, I had a concussion.
You're welcome.
And you're so
What?
you're so
Grateful to be back, yes.
grateful to who?
What would you say to the person that got you here?
Oh,
We can always take you back.
they would have my eternal gratitude
Okay.
and thanks.
Ah,
They
there we
would
go.
They would, right?
Not
Yes,
technically
they
said.
would.
They would have.
They would have. Why don't you stay here and we'll go look for your husband? Is that what we're doing?
We're just going to go meet a child again.
Yeah, but we still need to get a husband.
It's fine. I'm happy to wait here. You don't have to wait with me.
We
We
need
want the
glory.
gratification.
We've dropped her off in her home village. What more do we need from her? We've done.
We
Money.
need the satisfaction of seeing them back together.
How many
Out of
other
character,
side
we need
quests
money.
have we got?
He said he was going to thank us
This is
in any
closing.
ways he can.
Yeah.
We need.
Not sure if
From
he
Lord.
brings it like that,
We've
but
got.
I want the
Just
thanks
like his
that
wife.
Marielle didn't give us.
Are we still carrying around? Are you still carrying around a big bag of money?
yeah,
This whole time.
like 10,000 gold
Which
coins.
we might as well go to Blackmeier. and
Quit
Gary.
throwing it in the swamp.
One.
One
I want
time.
to see them back. Am I the
Yeah,
only
no,
one
I
that
wanna
wants
see
to?
them,
Okay,
yeah.
good. Because he might be in trouble. We might have to go save him now.
He might give us a song.
Should we go find him?
Yeah.
You can track him.
I
Yeah.
can do a song
I
if
can
you
sing
want.
for you.
Okay.
I've got my
I know
pipe. She's got a
exactly
voice.
the number size and how long ago they passed through the area.
Yeah, I mean, the two friends will say like he's hunting out in the Westfields.
Shopping
Won't take
centre.
you.
Is that
Is there-
Westfield?
Where's Westfield?
The shopping centre.
That there shopping centre out in.
In the big
No, the
city.
Westfields. And the
Stratford.
fields that are in the
Aw.
west of this place.
Oh right, yeah.
Westfield Shopping Centre.
It's
I don't
near
know where
near
that
the
is.
XL.
He's
I
out
think.
shopping
Near the XL.
Is that he's shopping?
No, he's
No.
hunting.
Oh,
Hunting.
in
Yes.
the shopping centre.
hunting for a bargain.
In Bluewater.
Hunting for those deals.
With his two.
The XL.
So with two of their children.
Okay.
The XL was
Yeah.
a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't matter. Don't.
I'm still delirious from it.
So he, yeah, you can go and track them, and Mariel will come along. And she says, I confess, I could wait, but it's been such a long time.
She keeps saying I could confess.
Yeah.
I wonder what she could actually confess to.
I wonder if she could actually ever say that.
Intimidator.
I say aloud.
She doesn't seem to hear. As you track, and eventually you come to a clearing, and you see a couple of stooped figures hiding in the brush. One of them's got a bow and arrow drawn, pointing out over the fields. And Mariel says, best not to
All right there.
get in front of them. Oh,
We found your wife!
okay. And you see a couple of the shapes move, and then one of the shapes breaks, and it's a young girl. And she starts running straight for Mariel, and just grabs her around the waist. And Mariel lights up, and swings her around. And then the other son runs over, does the same thing. She embraces both of them, and then slowly Glorandel emerges from the brush. It's like slowly walking to them. His bow and quiver by his side, and then he drops the bow and quiver and runs over to her, and they both embrace.
Exactly the
Definitely.
reading
And he
I
starts.
Parter's definitely
To cry.
crying right now.
Because it's not his wife.
What? He starts to cry,
wanted.
I'm so happy for you.
and all the four of them hug.
I
Together.
cough.
Can we?
All
Oh,
spoon
hug.
them? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Who would like to hug them?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never had that kind of moment.
I would like to, but I'll
Well, this
have
is quite
people
short.
on
You
their
can.
clothes.
Yeah.
Like people with their clothes on.
When
No, on
Wouldn't all five of you roll a persuasion check to enter in this family
What if
hug?
one of us rolls for one?
It'll be a group
Okay.
A group
skill check.
persuasion.
So if the majority pass, then it won't be too weird.
Oh, from yesterday's
Last week.
Last week's.
episode.
Yeah.
Did you add my?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a deception and with your charisma. What's your charisma currently?
Oh.
3 plus 3.
No, what is it? The score.
Huh?
What's the score?
17.
Yeah, then it'd be +4. So just add another +1 to it.
My
Any
max
charisma
hit
stuff.
points gone down by a point.
Mine went down as well. When I took
I haven't touched them.
Why?
Well, I took a long rest and I went.
Yeah, now is not the time. We'll figure it out later.
Did that go down?
I gave
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, mine
I
too.
gave you temporary. I gave some of you temporary hit points.
DM said now's not
Max
the time.
hit points went down.
That's all. That's all.
I rolled
Cut
18.
this out.
Oh, I got
18?
18. Yeah.
18? Fastest. 14?
18.
18?
17.
It's all...
Consensual.
yeah, well, sure. But there's a family of 4,
DJ.
and then the 5 of you just kind of surround them and hug them as well. And you see Marielle tense up a little bit.
She's so ungrateful.
Yeah, I'm not warming
Should have
to
left her in that chair.
We don't say
We
that.
don't. I think.
We
you
make eye
muffle,
contact.
you muffle into
We know.
people's skirts. And you all break. And
We just look at him.
he just sort of cups the side of her face with his hand and tells her that she hasn't lost any of the beauty that she had when he first lost her.
This guy is so selfish.
I cough again. Louder.
And almost like the first time that he's noticed you here, he looks over and is still smiling. And he says, I never expected that. Yeah, the dozens, if not hundreds, of people that I've asked over the years, no one's ever come back to me.
We're different.
You certainly
Stick
are.
to our-
Also,
to our
if they
ways.
had, then you wouldn't have to ask any more people, so it makes sense.
Thank you so much for rescuing it.
You are
There
so
you
welcome.
go. That's how you do
We've
so
been
it.
waiting
welcome.
Mario,
for
you
days to
pay
hear that.
attention.
Yeah. She's like, oh, isn't my husband great?
He is, yes.
And he
Better
says,
than you.
my family, says my family, my entire family, just we can't ever repay you.
You can't repay us.
But
What was the
no, I
point?
can't ever give you. Nothing can. My wife is priceless. The mother of my children
Well,
is.
you told us
There is
that
no
before
price.
you
Didn't
looked
have
for her.
a price on her head.
But I would like
Chestnut.
to gift you this. And he says, I no longer need to go to the bluff every morning and play her favourite song.
Can we have your instrument?
And
What's her favourite song?
he unslings like a leatherette bag from his
Leather?
back. Yeah. From
You might want to get rid of that.
and he unclasps it and produces that very fine viol that you saw him play, and he proffers it to the group.
Does anyone else have
You
an
can
interest in the
have-
viola?
You can have the instrument.
I have no.
I've got my flute.
Then I will take the viola.
So you take it from him.
I'd like to play ominous music with Barter.
Um, roll a history check with disadvantage.
I don't know any. Oh, I already rolled a 3. 3 plus -2, 1.
Plus minus 2. So you go to play it and you just stop. You're like, can't remember something there,
Yeah,
but you just can't remember. You don't know where to put your fingers, but it feels familiar.
yeah.
It just the memory doesn't come back though.
Okay,
I thought you said you know how to play.
I do. I just can't remember.
And he says, and if you are not, haven't got more important things to do, I'm sure you do, but if you don't, I'd love for you to join me and my family tonight in a meal in your honour.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
In our honour, you say.
Yes.
All right.
Huh.
You're so generous.
Well, as I said, it's the least.
You're the
I can do.
man. You are the man. What's on offer?
We don't have any fancy clothes.
It's only in my house. We also don't really have that kind of sort of
I
fancy.
think that we
Clothes,
should
but-
accept.
I think we should accept.
I think
I
a
think
nice
it's lovely
hearty
offer.
meal would
we
be
obviously
lovely.
have all the time in the
But
world.
whatever is
Yep.
mine is yours for the evening.
Just
See, this is what repayment is, Marielle.
Elves are rich, right?
It didn't look like a super fancy city. It was very ornate and in tune with the natural world,
Old money.
and everything was very intricate. And they spend a lot of time. You know, elves don't really sleep that much. They live for 750 years. It's quite a closely knit community, and it looks like they've done a lot to make this place a vestige of one of their elven homelands. So there's verdant grassland, there's abundant crops in the area. They've drained a lot of the swamp out of this sort of localized area. There's these fields that they've cultivated so that wildlife will return to this area that they can hunt and in a sustainable kind of way. And instead of cutting down all the trees, they use the natural trees themselves to incorporate their domiciles.
I've got a feeling it'll be good for us to go and be friends with these people for later in our campaign.
Are we just going to ask for trouble by staying in this lovely, calm, peaceful
No.
place?
That's
Yeah.
never scared us away before.
Yeah.
I think we have a little bit of supper.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Sure.
offered.
It's the
Uh,
least.
Usually
be
people
polite.
try to kill us, so let's go for
It's
dinner.
Can I ask if they? I guess I'll ask at dinner.
Sure.
It's not polite while we're.
I say out loud, can we all promise not to kill anyone, please?
You say it out loud.
Yeah.
You look at Parker.
And Mike.
I don't like that P word, so I'm sorry, but I cannot do that. But I will try not to.
That's all I ask.
So Marielle starts ushering her children, who are still clinging to her, back into town. Glorandol goes back, picks up his bow, his quiver, and then walks with you back into town, singing your praises, figuratively, not literally.
Because he doesn't
Um,
have his veil anymore.
No.
You can still sing, but it might be a bit weird.
I want him to sing our praises.
Do you ask him to sing?
Can you sing our praises?
He
Give
will.
me praise.
He will absolutely sing a beautiful elven song.
What does it sound like?
I'm no Glorindel. I wouldn't be
Oh.
able to do it justice, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's a shame. All right.
I don't quite have those elven vocal cords, that golden lilt that he does in game. But imagine that.
Imagine that.
And they return. By the time you get back to town, Marielle has already picked up her other child, and they are in their house.
On the walk back, can I ask him about Nestali?
Cafetiere.
Really get out for
Cafetiere.
the elves.
Nest
Yeah,
cafetiere.
You mean
Nescafe.
Nessetiere?
that's the one.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
The
Cafetiere.
third coffee place
Oh.
Yeah.
we've been to.
Says, oh, it's in the Alderwoods.
In the Alderwoods.
Yeah.
And remind me again where the Alderwoods.
So the Alderwoods is in the heart of the Lurking Wood. But for the last 100 and so years, they've closed all borders.
Why?
No one knows.
How would anybody get captured from there?
Why don't I
If they've
capture
closed-
people?
No, wait, I didn't capture them. They got
Oh,
captured.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Do they often
would
venture
want
out of the border?
just
No,
wanna go
no,
capture
they
some
have become incredibly xenophobic.
One of your fellow capturees said that they were from there.
Oh, maybe he was an elf that left long ago and has set up like a camp somewhere else. Maybe he's been a slave for 100 years. I don't know. They,
Which one was?
we do
yeah.
live a long time.
Which
We
one
didn't
was
get
from
their name.
Nessetiere?
It was
Just
just one
one
of
of
the
One of the elven
we
slaves,
asked.
yeah.
Not Sherbet.
Sherbet.
Hamlet
Sure.
Sherbet.
Oh, Hamlet Sherbet.
Keep
Sorry.
up, Tim.
Yeah. Sherbet. And you will be given the most hospitality that this family can give you. The Silverbrooks will lay on a modest but delicious elven meal for you
Bread and
in
water.
their home. It's not bread. No, well, is it? There is bread.
Water?
But wine, elven wine,
Dipping sauce?
dipping. So you could dip into the
Tart.
wine if you wish.
Lemon tart. Lemon tart. The milk.
There's roast rabbit. There's
What?
freshly harvested vegetables that are roasted. That kind of thing.
Delicious.
Yeah.
We look forward to it.
I'd like a
And
bit
so
of milk.
they entertain you for the evening. Again, if you allow it, Glorindel will play the viol for you. It's still in your in
And I
your
watch him very carefully.
Yes.
To try and remember how to play it.
absolutely you can. The kids will try and play some games with Chad. Like one of them will hide from you. The other one will run around,
Where
try and
is
pull
the
you,
kid?
try and pull
I
you
found
tail.
him. The kid's over there.
You don't look happy enough.
No, I want to eat this rabbit.
Kids.
I want to eat this kid.
You can
no, I
teach
want
him
to
to
eat the
live.
rabbit.
Teach me to-
I guess I could by lifting them up.
Do you do that?
I
Like
just
with
pick them up.
one on either
Oh yeah,
What?
that works too.
Yeah.
Lift them.
that's hanging from it.
Yeah, I do push-ups with them sitting on my back.
That kind of thing. Galandil will sort of wax lyrical over his wife, whilst Marielle is sort of like half paying attention to him, half paying attention to the kids, just absorbing being back home. Almost shock a little bit, I suppose. And he offers that you can stay here if you wish, although it's a bit cramped, but like his house is your house for the evening.
I nick a bottle of wine.
You nick
Okay,
a bottle. of
still-
wine.
Roll a sleight of hand.
They don't have a lot.
Oh, he said neck, not Nick.
Oh, neck. I thought you said.
I
Okay.
thought he said Nick too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Roll a Constitution saving throw then.
15 plus
1.
14.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, 16.
16. Yeah. Do you take it well? Yeah. You hold your drink.
How does Marielle sing? If she's been gone for years
Hmm.
and is kept as a slave,
Mm-hmm.
Slaves can sing. Just
I'm not saying she can't, but like, she's been kidnapped.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She's been gone for years.
Yeah.
She
Maybe her
seems pretty
songs.
okay.
Maybe her songs are all that.
Not her songs. Forget the songs.
Oh.
As in, like, as a person, she's been kidnapped, kept as a slave for years. She seems normal.
I
She
guess she's
doesn't-
just happy to be back with her family.
But like,
So
I
But-
don't get
Suspicious
why
there.
no one else is. She just seems very normal. Is she not? You know, got PTSD or
Why don't you try and
You're the one
interrogate
that's
her?
got
Should we-
like black veins and stuff.
in one hand.
You are the one that also punched her in the back of the head, right?
Yeah.
You tried to kill her with a meteorite as well. Just happened
she'll
to.
get over it. She's been through worse.
Let's just have a bit of fun.
She pays special attention to the youngest daughter, Thea, whom she hasn't seen since she was 1 year old. So she's pretty much like missed her entire upbringing. So she's quite protective over her youngest. Do you wish to stay here the evening?
I think we should go back to Kelp.
Back to Celd.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we not need to head to Sutton Shore?
How far away is Kelj from here?
Was that the next on the list?
Yeah.
It's
Could we make it before the end of the night? Or
I think it was
you do have to
there.
walk into the night. Trek into the night.
I think we better just
Better just
sleep
stay.
and then just go straight away.
Up to you.
Yeah, we can stay here then.
So Glorindel and Marielle will give up their room to like a couple of you. They could probably sleep in there. They'll sleep in the kids' room, and then the rest of you can have the living room.
Yep.
And it's relatively comfortable. It's very warm. It's a warm summer's eve.
Yep.
You have a good amount of rest.
They got a bath for this one.
Yeah, they do have baths. Oh, yeah, because you need, hunker down. In the morning, they provide you with breakfast and more thanks, and they'll wave you off. They'll even package up some supplies for the road as well. Another sort of
Nice.
wineskin of wine, water skin.
If we ever
Some
find
rations.
ourselves out here again, can we stay the night again?
Absolutely, yes.
That
Of
was
course.
very nice.
Yes.
But you must say thank you every time.
Well, of course, I can't say, I can't thank you enough,
That's
says,
the
says
issue.
Glorindel.
You can't.
All right
have-
then.
Yeah. But thank you again, says Glorindel. And thank you all.
You're more than welcome. Keep it coming.
So the five of them will
Really
stand in the
weapons.
doorway of their house and wave you off as you walk back towards Keld.
Bye now.
Bye
Hmm.
now.
Wait,
there anything else in this village?
Keld or Sutton?
Yeah. So
Blackmeier.
what?
What?
Blackmeier.
I don't know. I mean, not
So
quite
okay,
close.
we can either go to Sutton Shore to look for the library and the Scuttleship 7 and look for the money, the Starbucks, or we can go back to Blackmeier and give them the coins, or
And
we
the-
can go back to Keld and.
I
If
don't-
we go back to Keld, there's apparently a werewolf that I forgot about.
Yeah.
And Pooch Pals.
They're done.
They're all done? They
Yeah.
got their weapons? Oh, they're just getting their weapons from Clip Clop.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still need to be turned back
Clip
into
clap.
people.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we don't know
you-
how yet.
You
so-
have got that, or you can get that.
I don't have it, but I know where I can
There's
get
somebody.
it.
So we should do that.
We're still wearing necklaces.
Yeah.
We're closer.
The Triforce.
Oh, yeah.
We need
look
to figure
great.
that one out as well.
Isn't that
This
related
one-
to the
this
Scottish
one
Tavern?
here.
Yeah.
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 But we'll see them in
Oh.
Sutton Shore.
Yeah.
But before we go, should we just drop the money that we promised Blackmeier so they can like?
Yeah, I
build
think
their
we.
house?
I was going to say.
So Blackmeier, Sutton Shore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
But
think so.
I don't think we should give it all though. This isn't part of talking. This is me.
Yeah.
We shouldn't give it all. We should give like 800 out of the 998.
Why even
whatever
that
we got.
much?
All right.
If I'm involved in this conversation, I'm going to say that we need to give them as much as we promised, which was
10%.
90%. We promised them 90%.
We didn't make any sense of what we were promising.
No.
We were like, we'll give you 10% of 50%, and then you're
we
fine.
Can, we can blag it.
Basically, we give them an amount, and then they're meant to give us 10% back.
yeah.
Well,
So we can
yeah,
give them
we
whatever
just give them
amount. Give them
90% of
100,
what
yeah.
we got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll also work out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just won't be carrying it as we walk in.
No.
Okay, let's
Alright.
do that.
Back to Blackmeier?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Aren't you still considered a murderer?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the mayor said we had to go away, sell the thing, come back,
That's right.
and then give him the money, and then everything else
I'm
happened.
That's
also
right.
still
You guys have good memories.
curious about our our man
Sherbet?
Sherbet.
We
Well,
should
yeah,
check he
but-
hasn't killed anyone.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
very
that's probably
true.
for
You
the
might
best.
have.
Well, you think we should go check on Sherbet?
Oh,
Herbert
God.
the Sherbet, or whatever his name is.
Hamlet.
Hamlet. Hamlet.
Let's go
Also,
see Herbert.
someone did die.
Yeah.
We
No
still
problem.
haven't found the murderer.
2 murders, 1 murderer.
Back to Blackmeier.
Back to Blackmeier. Cool.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been a while.
Been a long.
So, you trek
that'd
your
be the
way
next thing
back
that we
to
kill Mary on.
Blackmeier. You walk the familiar path back into the small village where you started this adventure.
Comforting.
Yes. You look around, it's entirely on fire, everyone's dead.
That's
No,
what-
it's not true. But it doesn't actually look in very good repair. The repairs from the meteor strike has not gone particularly quickly. The village hall is still destroyed. A lot of the pier itself has fallen into the swamp now, so no longer has a pier. A lot of the roofs are collapsed. You see that the bakery is still closed. And yeah, but there's still hustle and bustle in the village. When you rock up here, what do you want to do?
We should
We
go
should-
straight to the mayor. before
Well, no,
get
we should
arrested.
drop money off it.
The mayor.
Well,
Drop it.
no, but we can't take all of it, right? We should leave some of it behind.
Mm-hmm.
So
Drop
we
it
should
at my
leave some
house.
of it at
Give
your
me
house.
some. I can take it to the tavern.
Why?
You don't live there.
You've
Been
been
fired.
fired.
Yeah.
Keep it somewhere safe.
As
like
if I've
somebody's
been
house.
fired.
Why don't you take it to Akron?
Well, because
Why don't we just take it to
Akron's
Carter's
already
house?
robbed.
It's private.
My
Yeah.
house is alright. You can
Because-
take it to my house.
People
Pop by
nick your
powders.
plants and things.
No,
The kids.
you don't know that.
I saw that in the first episode.
Alright. Yeah. Let's take
Just
it back
leave it
to
at
my
Potter's
house
house?
and I can check on Katrina and
I think
Dave.
that's a good idea. They're probably dead, but
You don't bring them with you?
But
no, you didn't.
no,
No, you left them there.
I left them there.
Probably did.
Pep.
Probably.
I'm just preparing you for the worst.
They're alright. They live on the scummy bit of the swamp.
Okay.
Make your way back
Alright.
to Parter's house.
Mhm.
Your garden is a little bit overgrown, but not as much as you expect. Looks like someone's been tending to it every few days. You unlock your front door and you walk inside. Everything's kind of where it should have been, but there is some broken crockery on your kitchen floor.
Hang on a minute. I didn't leave that there. I'm going to do an investigation. If
Okay,
there's anything else amiss.
roll an investigation check.
Where do we leave the elf?
The elf ran off. We'd left him at Akron's, but he wasn't tied up. She
14.
wasn't tied up.
One book
14.
house.
It looks, when you pick your way through the crockery, it looks like it was a plate or two that's broken on the floor. And in amongst it is slightly mouldy cheese and slightly stale crumbs of bread. Looks like someone was making a sandwich and has dropped it on the floor.
Someone's been living in your house.
That was a bit careless. They could have at least cleared it up. I don't mind people staying, but
I've never heard of the 10-5-second rule.
10-5-second rule.
I didn't know which
4 or
one
5
was the
seconds.
actual one.
It just crumbs, so apparently
Still, any crumbs are crumb.
Yeah,
That
it's
old
true.
saying.
they... Any crumbs, a crumb.
Any crumbs, a
Crumb,
crumb.
Crumbs are crumbs.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused what's been going on in my house.
Did you
Katrina and
did you
Dave,
invite anyone to stay over?
I can't remember.
Did you have any friends that might need a place for the night?
I don't
So you
know,
have any open
Mr.
windows?
Dungeon Master. Did I have anybody that
That's a
I
good
invited
question.
over?
No one that you invited over, no, but you do know that someone's got a key to your house.
Who's got the kitchen?
Who's got a key to your house?
Who's got a key to your house?
Mayor Salazar Ocken's got a key to your house.
Oh yeah.
He's been eating cheese in your kitchen.
He's got.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Why
I
has he got a
remember.
key to your house?
And why is he smashing plates?
Well, me and the mayor, we go back a little way.
Yeah.
And,
The mayor and your family have got ties, strong ties.
it's been a little while, but I forgot. I left a key for the mayor.
Why would
So-
you
Can't
break
leave
your
the money
plates?
here.
Exactly.
It's not like him to break anything and leave it there. He must have.
It's a little bit like him. From what you know about him.
It's very much like.
It's very much like him. I think I need to read my
Wait,
backstory a
you
little
don't
bit
need
more.
to hide it. Someone else just take it out of the bag and give it to someone else. I'll put it in a different pocket.
Give it to me. I'll bring it back to my work.
We don't.
So
Have
I
to,
don't want to take it.
He's
to
not. No
your
one's
work.
in the house though.
he's
we
not
can
gonna
leave it
strip
here.
search us. I think we just, as long as this money
not-
is like in one place.
I'm not sure we should leave it in here if the mayor's got a key.
Does anybody have a smaller bag then?
We all have
We
bags.
all have bags.
Okay, then pull out a smaller bag that we'll put 100
How much have we got?
100 gold
Well,
pieces
why don't
in
we
that?
just split up what
100.
we've got left,
Yeah.
and
I
that can be our own individual money.
How much have we got?
We have got that might just be mine.
Probably.
So
Two
then we
gold
have
pieces.
93. Oh, minus 1 because you lost one in the
That was one of mine.
bog. Oh, that wasn't part of.
No,
Okay.
that was one of mine.
Then from the main initial gold, we had 100, spent 2, spent 5, spent 1, so we're
Yeah,
down
1,000.
8, and then it says plus 10.
You were terrible at
1,000?
taking notes.
It was 1,000.
I thought it was 100.
It was
Definitely
1,000.
1,000.
Maybe that's my gold. Then.
1,000 gold pieces.
We've been robbed.
It's 1,000. It's 1,000 gold pieces.
It's definitely 1,000.
Maybe you're at 100 because we only supposed
I
to take
think-
10% of it.
That might be right. Yep.
That's the one.
Glad we left you in charge of
Figured it out.
accounts.
Yep.
So you're like looking through. You open up a small bag that's got the 98 gold coins in there. And you're like, oh, here's the 98. We just need 10% of this. But then you've got the other 90% in
900.
another bag.
Yeah.
In the bag.
So we'll
You
just take.
already
We'll
rebagged
see.
them.
Yeah,
You
so we'll
already
take that.
rebagged
Right. Thought planned ahead.
Surely we're going to keep more than that, right?
We're gonna keep the 900,
What?
right?
No.
How are we
No?
going to get that past them?
Are we talking
that's
about
why I was
this in
saying we were
character?
gonna
No,
leave it at
no. Right.
dollars.
What? It doesn't matter where we leave the money. We can
Yeah.
have it both, but we separate them. But we're supposed to keep 10% and give 90% to the mayor. That's
Yeah,
what we
we're
think.
supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not actually doing that, right?
Why don't we keep 200 and give them 800?
More than that.
Yeah, I was saying,
And
I was
then
saying
they
we
will-
should keep most of it.
And then they will give us back 10%
Yeah.
of 800.
I would split it.
But they're going to know that it was worth way more than that.
How
How?
do they know
don't.
that?
We don't. They don't know what the meteorite was, or what we sold it for.
Also, yeah, exactly. We might be really
Okay.
bad at negotiating.
In character, I think we should give them what we promised. Our character, I think we should just decide.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know what.
fine.
You have got a split personality.
200's fine then. We'll
so
keep
we
200.
keep 200. Okay.
That's fine with me.
They need it to rebuild an entire town.
Yeah.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you doing?
It's dying.
Keep 200 for ourselves.
Give them 800.
800 to the mayor,
Okay.
and then ask for our 10%.
So you separate out some more money into the other bag. So you've got 190 in that, 800 in a larger bag.
Don't tell me what you're doing.
Does the smaller
think
bag,
so.
can you hear it clinking?
Yeah.
So do you want to split it out even more so it's not obvious?
It's up to you.
I know what Tim's like. He's going to catch us out.
Do we have anywhere else? I mean, somebody else can
They
carry
just
it.
won't. They won't know if that's our own money.
Yeah.
I think it's
How
fine.
convenient. Okay.
Well,
Yes.
we need to. So 200 quid divided by
5.
5 of us anyway. So we each take
40.
40 coins, obviously.
Yeah.
So everyone
Cool.
has 40 coins.
So you've got 40 gold.
We're adding it on.
Where are you taking the money?
I'm a little bit distracted by the plate.
Yeah.
I have a little look around. I realise that Katrina and Dave aren't around.
Correct.
Oh,
Start to panic a little bit.
Okay.
Do I notice anything? Is there any smears of anything around the place?
Do an
Yeah.
investigation check for me, please.
8.
8. You don't notice anything untoward.
It's not like Katrina and Dave not to come out when I get back.
How long do you think water boatmen live for?
oh.
I don't know.
Probably a matter of
National
days.
Geographic. I'd say about 30 weeks.
30 weeks.
30 weeks? We haven't been away that long, have we?
30 weeks.
I think we've been gone for like 6 days.
They're only
right?
little, aren't they?
Not even that.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure either. Just after a quick check. But I don't think they really last any more than a few days at a time.
Oh,
You
You'd
must
be-
be used to this by
You'd be
now.
used to this by now. Unless when you step outside, you see dancing on your algae pond a couple of water boatmen.
is that going to be... How many days have we been gone?
You've been like nearly a 10-day now.
Oh. Well, I don't know how I'm going to react to this, because...
It's okay. You'll make
You're
it.
saying I'm used to it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cry over it.
Yeah, usually you'll go
You
to
sure?
sleep one day and Karina and Katrina and Dave will be in the house, and you'll wake up in the morning, and they're not in the house, but they're outside again in the pond.
Oh, there you are.
Sometimes Katrina and Dave, there's only one of them. Sometimes there's 4 or 5 Katrina and Daves.
I just literally call them Katrina and Dave. Brilliant. I'm up for that. Oh, Katrina, Dave, there you are. Come here. Come say hello.
Okay.
Come say hello. I'm going to just chat to them for a little bit whilst
Yep.
it's lot are in there working out what
Yep.
they want to work out.
Working at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know, but I'm chatting,
Okay,
catching up.
that's fine.
So he's got like a lot of vines hanging from his
Vines?
ceiling. Yeah. And like herbs that are growing in pots all dotted all around the place. Smells like deep earth. Vines?
It's just because of the mushroom house full of vines.
Oh, right. These are like green, verdant vines.
Healthy.
Yeah,
Fresh
healthy vines. And he's even got like a little tomato plant on the windowsill. And there's like very basic water sketches of water boatmen in little, that's pinned to the wooden walls everywhere, that kind of thing. You even feel a mouse scurry over your feet as you're looking around.
Oh,
Not over yours though, because it was dead.
Did it kill it?
No, it wouldn't die. It would just go to sleep.
just want to have friends.
Can't have friends.
So, off to Mayor Salazar's.
Yes, please.
Yeah, when you get there, the door is unlocked. If you try it,
Can we
Would
do
you
that?
try it?
Knock, knock. It's
Yeah.
already in.
and you hear, "Oh, come in."
Go ahead, greet your old friend. Well, you should go first.
Mayor, how are you?
Oh my, is that Parter in
Oh,
there?
it is Mr. Salazar.
Come
How are
in,
you?
come in.
Oh, nice to see you again.
We're just helping Mrs. Ocken here.
How's everything been whilst we've been away?
Oh, it's been good, good. Yeah, come and sit down in the kitchen.
You been in my kitchen?
Oh yeah,
recently?
did a bit of like clipping and
I thought
bit
you
of,
had.
bit
Thought
of
you had.
maintaining the old garden and taking a few herbs for the missus.
Got to sort my plates out again, haven't I?
Oh, yeah, sorry about
Yeah,
that. I got a bit
silly.
peckish while I was in there.
Silly Salazar.
sorry
I
about
told you
that.
that before, haven't I?
Yeah, no, help yourself to another plate.
All right. Thanks.
You can see in there, Mrs. Ocken is decorating a cake.
Oh,
And it's like a white frosted cake, and on top there is like a marzipan bear that she's currently filling in with like dye, and it seems to be bowling.
interesting decoration you've got there.
And on it says "Happy Birthday, Carandrew."
Andrew.
Cara,
Andrew.
Carandrew.
Andrew.
Andrew.
Carandrew.
Happy birthday, Andrew. Happy birthday. A bowling bear, I can only assume, is Andrew.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
What is a
Bowling.
Do you ask that?
A bear that's bowling.
Is that what it?
Yeah.
A bowling bear.
Yeah.
A bear that is bowling.
Like a
Do-
ball.
is
a
there a-
ball.
Yeah.
Is there a
Is there
bowling alley?
bowling lanes
Do you ask them?
Yeah.
No, we don't. We're not fancy enough to have the old bowling alleys down here
Where
in
would you
Blackmeier.
find the bowling alley?
Bears?
It's more like lawn bowls rather than like an
Lawn
alley.
bowls.
Yeah.
There's not a commercial.
Not a 10-pin
Who,
kind of
Huh.
place
who
around
is
here.
this bear Andrew?
Cara Andrew, it's her birthday today.
Is she a bear?
No,
Oh.
no.
Who's the bear?
Does she bowl?
It's no.
What, like
is
bears?
this cake?
Answer the question about the bear.
Oh, it's not a specific bear. It's just a bear that's bowling. It's my fault a little bit.
It's your fault.
Yeah,
Why?
I kind of. I might have mumbled a little bit when I was asking the missus to make a cake. Apparently, Cara Andrew's favourite mythical beast is an owl bear.
Oh.
The missus might have thought I said bowl bear, and now she's made a bowling bear.
What is
I'm
an
sure
owl
Cara
bear?
Andrew will like her. Will like it nonetheless. Anyway, who doesn't like bowls?
You know.
Can we go
Bowl
bowling
bear.
together, Salazar?
Yeah, once the lawns in the village hall are fixed and leveled out again.
Oh, speaking of,
Oh, yeah, how did you get on?
we
Oh,
have
you shouldn't
the-
be back here unless
we've
you
got
get your
a
money. I won't tell anyone though.
Well, you didn't kill anyone.
Oh. What's this then? Oh, it's a lot of money in
You
there.
better use that to fix the town.
Oh, that's what it's for.
In the bowling alleys.
And the
Yeah.
maybe invest
Bowl lawns.
in a bowling
In
alley.
bowling alley.
Can I
I don't
can I
know
check
what-
that's going to clear our names as well?
Well, you're not paying to clear your names. You just went away for a little while. A little bit longer than I thought you were going to be gone for, to be honest with you.
We've been helping
Repairs
them.
haven't really gone that well, and the pier accidentally fell into the swamp a little bit. And then a few other things happened.
What two other things happened?
What?
It's fine, don't
No,
worry
no,
about
go
it.
back to that one.
What other things?
I'm constantly worried.
About everything.
Well,
And relate to this. I'm just constantly worried.
well, when the day that he left, Nellis came over with a whole bunch of building ordnance and repair requests and that, and you know, it looked way too long and complicated, so I just alternated between yes and no and got that done pretty quickly. And then I had some cake after that.
Oh, what
So
cake
you know,
did
got to
have?
think about that. Got I had some nice little
Don't say
raisin,
it.
Go back
raisin
to,
and plum
no,
cake.
Oh,
Go back to the
No.
list.
Huh?
Go back to what you were saying.
We're about the ordnance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just took care of that. Did some mirror business. Woke up the next morning, had a bit of a bellyache. Mrs. Ocken, she brought me some tea and cake in bed. That was lovely. She's a wonderful wife, is Mrs. Ocken.
What's the bad thing that happened?
Oh, and the pier fell into the swamp overnight. There might have been on the ordnance thing that I said no to, but swings and roundabouts. What happened on the next? Oh, that afternoon, popped into the old bait and switch tavern. It took forever to get served because you've been on a little bit of a break. Yeah, Joanne. But don't worry, I doubled up on my cocktails, and so didn't have to wait in line again. So always thinking, best mayor. Vote for-
I've been working on my work break.
Excellent, but not with my drinks. So
Consequences of us
You know.
leaving.
swings and roundabouts.
Swings
Then-
and roundabouts.
Then came home a little bit drunk. Probably shouldn't have ordered so many cocktails. Put on my garden slippers to go out.
You
To
shouldn't
have a
have
nice
asked.
breath of fresh air in the morning.
When are you
What
going to
happened
stop
last
this?
time?
Something bad
No.
happened. He's getting
No.
to the point.
Yeah, so I put my slippers on, my garden
You dropped
slippers,
the plate or
and full of mud.
Oh no!
I know, right?
I've done that.
Yeah, but it was
I
those
hate that.
Elvenstein kits.
Right between. Oh, those
Yeah.
old kids.
Jokes on them though. Kept them on. Had a nice little mud bath for my feet.
So what's the worst thing happened?
Soft skin.
Turn that around, flip that around. No,
What's the worst
Thought
thing
they
that
had me.
happened by you not filling in the ordnance survey? Was
the
it just
pier a
the
little bit. And then the next day, Apollonia came over with
Right.
her husband, Hiberius.
Fingers crossed.
They spoke about property taxes and land borders and
What fell into the water?
compensation, and then kind of zoned out a little bit, if I'm honest, and was thinking about you don't see any swamp rabbits anymore.
Any swamp?
Rabbits.
No
Uh,
swamp rabbits?
No, don't really see them. When I was a kid,
Did you see a
everywhere.
rabbit last
These
night?
days,
I don't know
there's
how to
him.
make him stop.
The last time that those two talked, it just
It
went
just
on
went
and on and on.
forever.
That afternoon, popped over to Akaran's.
All right.
How's Akaran?
Yeah, no, he was asleep. So I didn't want to wake him. So I thought I would have a sit down in your old chair. Fell asleep a little bit.
Why are you letting him carry on?
Woke up about
He's
3
still
hours.
happening.
I don't know
Woke up
what.
about 3 hours later.
Giving us updates on everything.
I want to hear
I'm
about
just-
Akaran.
I'm just really curious about all that's gone on. Must have been away. Missed it.
Yeah.
You
Then
should follow Salazar on Twitter
After I had a
if
nap.
you want it.
Yeah.
I've had a nap. You checked on your home.
Yeah.
I
Broke my
was away. I had broke your plate a little bit.
Katrina and Dave they were there when I got back. They said hello.
I don't know who Katrina and Dave were. They weren't there, but
Yeah.
your house is full of creepy crawlies. Sort that out for you.
What do you mean?
Then
Whoa.
found out that
No.
went home, and then the work in Blackmeier. Woke up the next day, was kind of going on quite slowly. Some silver linings though.
Right.
And so
Salazar?
instead of yes,
Hey, quick question.
sure,
Quick question.
go for it.
One word.
Yeah.
Just using one word.
Mhm.
How would you describe my boss's mood when he remembered that I'm not there?
This
One
is so
word.
unfair.
One word. When he remembered, or
One word.
what is his what is his general attitude now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one?
The latter.
The last one. He's all right. He's chuffed.
One word.
Chuffed.
Chuff.
Can we get the 10%? Or what, 20%?
What? 10%.
Give him all
Sure,
the money.
absolutely.
I gave him all the money.
Okay.
What did you mean by
Guy-
you sorted them
You said
out?
you'd never lie.
Oh, the creepy crawlies?
Yeah.
Got them.
Well,
Done.
I gave
Done.
him all the money in the bag.
let them out.
Thank you.
You didn't harm them,
What was it?
did you?
What, the bugs in your house?
My friends.
No, not Katrina and Dave, the bugs in your house. The weird creepy crawlies that are all weird and creepy
Do you
crawly.
want me to just pick out 10%?
They didn't die
that's
naturally.
fine.
How
I can
much is
count
the-
it out. It is 800,
So that's
right? 800 golden pieces
10% of 800.
is
5,
400.
4,
400.
T5, 45?
£80.
40,
80 gold.
80 gold.
But then that's 80 gold each, right?
No, 10% of 1
10% each.
divide 5. 15?
You're
Each?
letting this carry on. Shake him. I'm trying really hard not to shake him. Shake him.
Don't know. Anyway, so when we're reconstructing the village hall,
What's your wife's name?
Mrs. Arkin,
Mrs. Ockham, can you come and help us, please? Help your husband.
she's
Can you
like,
bring some lemon cake for me,
Tuck,
please?
tuck, tuck.
well, you're in the kitchen.
Oh.
And you can see just a lemon tart that's cooling on the windowsill.
I'm just.
Yeah, you just drag your finger through it. Yeah. And it's great, as usual. And
Such a monster.
so Mrs. Ocken quickly
fingering
counts
our
out
lemon tart.
80 gold and just pushes the pile towards you guys.
We've got to be going. See you later.
All right, well, okay. When you're back, first
Bowling?
on the agenda is the mud spa in the village
No,
hall.
no, no.
You better fix
Bowling,
that pier
bowling
too.
alley.
Uh,
When we're
with
back,
the new money, we can. So thanks
And
for that.
everything else.
Sure.
what's the latest with the murder?
Oh yeah. So Albraid's still a little bit down in the dumps. Obviously, bakery's not still open.
Husband's
Actually, why we're making the cake here rather than it being done in the bakery. There's a little bit of alleviating some pressure off Albraid, but the community's really rallied around her
Yeah,
and
we're gonna go.
I
supported
might
her.
go, yeah, we're,
So-
we're
We're
gonna
gonna-
go
we're
see
gonna go.
Alfred.
We're gonna go.
Can I go
See
say
you
hello
later.
to Alfred?
Yeah.
Make
She's
sure she's
gonna be
alright.
terrified of you.
Don't give her a hug.
But we're not gonna go see Albraid.
Okay. Maybe he should apologize, but okay.
No, 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 no. Not
Do
going anywhere.
any of you know how to play dragon chess, by the way?
Not right now, I
I
don't.
definitely
No,
don't.
No
I-
dragon chess masters in the elves?
I mean, I'll try it.
Someone in the
Happily
tavern
give you a
taught me,
game.
but
I
don't
don't
have
own
time.
dragon chess, but if you know how to play it, you do.
Why are you asking?
Kind of got into a pen pal relationship with
Alright.
this person over there in Boston,
Boston?
Borstone,
Force one.
and kind of told them that I know how to play dragon chess. I've been playing dragon chess by mail,
Have you
but
catfished someone in Boston?
Are they in prison?
I no, don't think so. I hope not.
Is this another
Didn't
side
we
quest
ask?
Yeah.
to play Dragon Quest in Boston?
I really want
So we've been
to.
playing dragon chess by mail for the last 3 years. Kind of didn't buy a chessboard or learn how to play. It's getting a bit. I think they know that I don't know what the pieces are because I'm kind of making up names now for them. So if any of you know, want to
You could tell
tutor me
him.
for those kind of things, it's fine. Oh, Sir Wexford Darting of Goldenfield was heard he was coming by a few days ago, so
He's trying
was
to do
super
a long
I'm gonna
side
go
quest.
to
excited
go
about
to
their.
Acaran's.
Oh, you're off there, Chad?
What does
Cool.
Wexford mean? What?
See you,
What
Sal.
is
So
that?
Wexford Darting of
Yeah.
Goldenfield.
Yep.
He's the hero of these lands.
I'm just standing up. I'm getting really close to him and just
Yeah.
Hold
staring at
on,
him.
hold on. Let me just try something.
I'm gonna go
Let me
mental
just
in a
try
minute.
one thing,
I'm gonna
and-
break.
And if it's insane, then we'll leave
Okay.
and we'll never speak to
Okay.
Salazar ever again.
Okay.
What?
What's your name?
My name's Salazar Arkin.
And what's your last name?
Arkin.
And what was your first name?
Salazar.
Okay, that's fine.
What?
Come on.
Did he say Silazar the first time?
Did he say Achun?
It's just
Why are you pronouncing my names real weird?
What's his name?
Chad.
And what's his name?
Chad.
What's his name?
Chad. I'm a little bit
He was
confused.
saying about the
It
like
was mental.
saviors in the
The
fields.
entire thing.
Yeah.
I'm just checking he wasn't playing Two Truths and a Lie.
Next day, only like yesterday, in fact, had that awful mayor from Lumbergast over for a ceremonial visit as well. Can't stand that man. Yeah, he's so lazy.
I'm
got
going to
just
use my.
no idea.
I'm using my necrotic shroud.
What's that do?
My wings come out and all
Oh my god.
all within 10 feet. Have
Can't
to
just
make.
leave.
We're trying.
I'm just angry. Charisma saving throw. I'll be
Okay.
frightened of me until the next turn.
All of us.
All of you in the room.
Yeah, all of you. Yeah. So
You
immediately,
left.
Oh yeah.
did you just? Yeah, you just walked
Well, I
out.
tried to, and then he said
Akron.
lumbercast.
Oh, then that figurative ears pricked up,
Yeah.
and then he starts
I
screaming.
really think that it would be nice.
Oh my God, Mrs. Akron! What the? Oh, we gotta get out of here! He grabs his
American.
wife.
Gotta
Oh, you gotta go to bath.
I've got a bit of bath
Can't we do
literally
it like
in
a
my
shower
pants.
in a West Country? And then sort of bundles her out of the back door into the rear garden.
I run after him with a 5.
Okay, yeah, you do the same.
I pick up the
What-
lemon tart.
What's no? You got to do a saving throw.
I did.
What is it?
15.
15. You're fine.
I pick up the lemon tart.
Yeah.
Carry on eating.
What do you get?
9.
So you run out the back door, front door, upstairs, whatever you want.
All of them.
Can I don't know. I'm undecided.
Yeah. You're like frozen
Can I
there.
just be standing there going,
Yeah. You get so you like be frozen with like choice paralysis.
How are
What'd you
you
get?
not afraid?
You see it lemons out.
Got my lemon tart. I'm
So
oblivious
Harvard's
to
probably
what
just
you're
hasn't
doing.
noticed what's going on. What do you get for your for your
Sorry.
saving throw?
11.
11. Yeah, and you turn around, hear Lumberghost, see the wings come out, and be like, nah,
Nah.
just check out. I'm going to say probably Costas is immune.
Yeah.
Oh,
leave
yeah,
it to
Costa's
me.
still with it.
Yeah, I think I would.
He can't fit down the hallway. Yeah, he can't fit down the hallway.
I take it Bando just.
Oh,
Right.
Bando. Do a saving throw with Bando.
Jealous.
I've got 3.
Pet.
Yeah, he
Even
follows
more
you.
scared than me.
Yeah, he's flying a
"You
little
wanna
bit
make
quicker
me
than you
angry?"
out into the back
I'm
garden.
not trying.
When
I
I
want to
say,
make you
out
angry.
does he want to make me angry?
I think
Yeah.
so.
So the only person left in the room that isn't scared is Parter,
I told you I
who's
was gonna try
like
not-
Is
isn't
that what
looking.
you wanted to achieve?
I just want it to end.
Yeah.
Fun idea.
And it has.
Yeah.
What?
I
Okay,
could turn into him.
Huh?
I could turn into him.
Into what?
we can move on with our lives
Please
now.
don't do that.
I'm gonna go to
Let's move on.
Akaran's.
Okay.
Yeah.
You stride off to Akaran's. When you get there, it all looks to be very much the same way that it was before, except for a couple of minute differences, such as a lot of the books themselves are like stuck together with cheese, where he's like dropped his cheese sandwich down there and fallen asleep. He's in his old favourite chair, and he's got like an ink-stained blanket pulled up, but like a lot of it's got trapped like in his clothes and beard, and is like half wrapped around him like a seatbelt almost at this point, really offering no kind of like comfort, but he's still like in there snoring. Like say about 80% of the book stacks that you've stacked up are just all over the floor now.
Oh man.
There's somehow there's a slice of jam toast like against one of the walls, like with a handprint in it
Oh,
on there. There's a couple of singed leaves of books in
Oh,
one corner.
We don't need to rush off, right?
Are you by yourself?
Yeah.
Akaran.
Yeah.
No, we.
I'm gonna tidy up a little bit.
Okay.
And lift up some books and
Yeah.
fucking retuck him in, make him another pot of ink,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm just gonna spend a little time tidying up.
Cool.
Does he nourish off ink at this point?
Does he what?
Like, is ink his meal now?
Well,
It's happened so often that he thrives on.
he more often than not you'll make him a cup of tea and he'll drink the ink. So Chad has found a way around of just making ink and he drinks the tea instead.
I keep accidentally.
It's a
drinking
formula
ink on
that
accident.
you've like, developed in
Yeah.
the time that you've spent together. Also, you have a letter waiting for you.
Ooh! I furiously tear it open.
Okay. It's from Necken Tavier.
Oh,
Necken.
Yes.
yeah,
Necken.
the lady I saved in the tunnels,
Is
who
it
was
the French
also
one?
Oh,
the
man.
sheriff.
The French one?
Nah.
Yeah.
Sheriff,
Necken.
mayor.
She's the mayor
You're the sheriff.
of Keld.
Deputy.
Oh yeah.
Held man
Yeah.
Necken.
Yep.
Why would she?
What
The
does
mayor
it
of where?
say?
And it is written to Dear Shad in recognition of your service to me in the past and benefiting from a new position is the mayor of Keld. I'd like to formally nominate you should you wish to accept the position as a deputy of Keld. Enclosed is your deputy writ. If you report to the guard station in Keld, you can pick up your badge and your uniform.
And my what?
Uniform.
Oh, I get a uniform too. Uniform.
All the best and many thanks. Nakin Xavier.
You think you have to talk like that?
That's how I read it out loud. to
Yeah,
myself.
it's not in the mind.
As much as I wanted this, I'm letting you have it because your face is.
I'm so happy. I'm glad I stopped in. Right.
I'm gonna go to the tavern and ask anybody if they know anything about Sir Wexford Daunting.
Yeah.
Of Goldenfield.
Can
Sure.
I join you, please?
No.
Mhm. Carter?
It's my place of work.
Maybe now that we should go and apologise to
Albraid.
Albraid.
I don't think Parter
You're not here.
specifically should go anywhere near Albrecht.
How about Apollonia?
We shouldn't apologise to
You're gonna
her. I
apologise
feel like
to
if I
her?
take you to her, you'll kill her.
Why
don't-
would you ever apologise to that nasty, nasty woman?
Because I did kill her.
It's not your fault.
I healed her. That's apology now.
All right.
I think we go and check on the
Yeah.
widow.
Mhm.
But you stay behind me,
Behind your wings.
behind my terrifying smoke visage.
Cool. So as you approach the bait and switch, it sounds its usual busy self at midday. And when you walk in, you see Harnost is in his usual position behind the bar, and there's about 8 or 9 tables full of the locals in here. And walking between each table, serving drinks, is a halfling.
Our thing that we recognise.
Yes,
Did he take your job?
it's
Charlotte.
little Hamlet.
Hamlet.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna.
And he's as he's delivering drinks, there seems to be like some in jokes happening. So he's like saying a couple of things, and like the table's like laughing, and then he'll like give finger guns to someone, and then he'll go back to the
This anger that's building up is similar to
Get out.
when
Get
I lost
outside.
Phantom. I would
Yeah.
like to walk past him
Okay.
and
Kick him.
Don't
is he holding
encourage her.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Is he holding a cloth?
he's draped over his arm. Yeah.
Great. I would like to take it from him, like sneakily. I just sort of want to take it
Okay.
casually.
Roll a sleight of hand.
You should need powers.
Huh?
Take it and then just disappear.
No. It's, what am I doing?
Sleight of hand. Yeah.
13.
13. As you try and like pinch it off his arm, he just does a little pirouette on
Yeah.
the ball of his feet and goes, "Oh, wee, whoops," and then carries on.
Never mind. I continue
Yeah.
walking. I would like to collect 2 or 3 pictures.
Okay.
And walk behind the bar next to boss.
Okay.
And start cleaning them. Okay. Busy today, huh?
He just kind of gives you a side eye and then looks over at Hamlet. Looks at you.
You'll never guess what's happened.
Looks at you.
I'm getting married and he doesn't even know it.
What?
I've met a count and I'm in love. Do you wanna,
Starts
would you walk
pouring.
me down the aisle? What's also happened while I've been away, thank you so much for
I
this
thought
story.
you were dead.
What would make you think that?
You've been gone over a week.
Weak is death.
Yeah. That's fine. Some people, like this one woman that I met, was gone for years and her husband never gave up on her, and I'm happy that you never gave up
You've
on
been
me.
on your break for
You look at your watch.
240 hours.
I know, and thank you so much. I'm so grateful for that.
I've hired someone else. We're kind of doing a good job.
Hey!
Your stuff's upstairs.
She's gone
Don't cry. Just be happy. Just be happy. It's
But
fine.
I'm
We're leaving soon anyway.
but I'm better.
You are in every way.
What if I
There's another like round of laughter over to the side of the pub.
I want to kill him.
Don't kill him. Don't kill him.
We're just about clearing our name from the first murder.
You are.
And he's giving that jaunty whistle as he's darting from table to table.
Okay, I'll pick my battles. I'll come back and kill him another day. It's fine, thanks.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. Harnas just shrugs.
To be honest, I thought
Say them,
Harnas
then
thought
I'll
more
kill
of you.
I genuinely thought he thought
He
more
gave
of
you a
me
high
also.
five once.
I will say
Can't take stuff like that
I
back to
know.
him.
I will put the glasses back down,
Mhm.
uncleaned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spit them.
Like you just don't care.
Great
More
revenge.
dirty than they were
And
before.
just say that,
Somehow.
you know, upon my travels on my journey that I'm so grateful that you gave me a break for, I met some other. What is he? Is he half orc?
He's a dragonborn.
You killed a
I
dragon.
killed one of you. I don't say that. Fine. Okay, I'll go get my stuff.
Okay.
I wanted him to hear the jangling and
Okay.
coin in my bag.
So it's your room's upstairs. It's a one little side room. It's not massive because this place isn't that big, but it's enough to fit like a single bed. And there's a table. There's a chair in the corner. There's somewhere to put your clothes, stuff like that. Your stuff's
Was.
still in. Your stuff's still in here.
Yep,
And when you open the door,
his stuff's.
your stuff's all in there, still in there. You got the clothes in the drawer and stuff, and everything's pretty much where you left it.
I start packing it as like.
When you start packing clothes, something moves in your bed.
Honey, something moved in your bed.
This is scary, Alice. Okay.
Something moves in your bed.
What are you gonna do?
You tap it and it moves around, and then, but it's still under the clothes. Sort of like attacks your hand.
Follow it around.
It keeps like going for your hand.
We do this for like half an hour.
It just keeps following your hand,
I just pick up the blanket.
and then this little puppy jumps out into your arms.
Is it the puppy?
Yeah.
Every time.
Can my face be covered in drool?
Drool.
You
Yeah, as it
your own
laps, as
dribble.
it laps, you're both dribbling and as it laps up at your face.
Hey!
My job can go, suck it, I've got a dog.
Do we have more than one hit point this time?
No.
Be careful.
Protect that dog with you. Don't send him into battle.
We cannot.
We thought it was a harmless tunnel.
We cannot have civilians murdered every time Phantom dies.
Bad Phantom.
You're not there, it's fine.
Meanwhile, so you two have gone to.
We knock on the door of the bakery.
There's no answer immediately.
We've come for you.
I told you.
There's no response.
I mean, come to say sorry to you.
There's no response.
Kick the door down.
No.
As a question.
Turn
That's
into a
not
horse and kick the door
not an action.
Kill her. It's the answer to it.
I kill her.
I bite her head off.
Lizard form.
You turn into a giant horse and back.
They
What
in
do I
your
do?
uniform. I don't know what. I think
I
we
just
should
look at you and I'm like,
apologise. Can I bang my flail on my shield, not the door?
Mhm.
I think it's my answer.
not
My answer.
until with a flail.
When you do that, you hear a sash window on the first floor open, and a woman poke her head out.
Is it Albright?
It's Albright.
Hi, Albright.
She sees you, and there's a flash of recognition, and she sees Parter, and she kind of goes a bit white.
Okay.
You look a bit peaky up there. You alright?
I just put a hand over his mouth
Okay.
for a second. We're here to
It's more like that.
apologise There was a big misunderstanding last time, and my friend here, who can't be trusted to use his own words, needs to apologise to you in order for us to move on from this.
I want to apologise for what I may have said. By accident, I misinterpreted exactly what was asked. So I'm sorry.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
23.
She studies you for a little while, and a muted smile. She's like, I understand, Parter. We're all under a great deal of stress.
That we are?
I know the mayor thinks very highly of you. I've had some days to think about it, and I know that life's very short to keep grudges, and so I accept your apology.
Even if you did kill my husband.
I did not kill her husband.
I'm not going to lie, still a bit scared that you killed Polyneo.
Again, misunderstanding. I'd say it's an illusion. Didn't really kill her. She's still walking around.
You finished eating your lemon tart, right? You're not, eating it while you're-
I've got it. I've got it. I'm behind my back. I was about to say. I produced a little slice, rough slice, because it's literally I've just carved it with my hand.
Okay.
I'd like to apologise by also giving the best lemon tart in the town and say I will never murder an innocent person again.
This is a bakery, so don't tell her it's the best.
It's
Yeah, she's like,
it's the best. It's the best that can currently be made. And I mean that with the best intentions.
so you're looking like up at the first floor, FYI. It's very nice of you, Parter. I accept your apologies.
I'll post
kind
it
of-
through letterbox.
Do you say that whilst you're posting it in the letterbox?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've really lost my... Thank you, Parter. It's very kind of you.
I'm sorry to bring up any bad memories, but is there anything that you remember from that night? 'Cause we'd really
Her
like
face goes a little bit more sullen as
we'd
she
really
sort
like
of
to
remembers.
get justice for you.
Did you find
Well-
the stiletto?
No,
Oh,
Shut up.
the
Did
murder...
you find the stiletto that murdered your husband?
The weapon was not found. No. Why don't you come in? It's a bit difficult talking
I'll stay out
into
here.
the marketplace like this.
Should I come in with you? Should I come?
Yeah,
So
you
she
should come
closes
in,
the
but-
window, and then a few minutes later, well, about a minute later, jangle of keys and the front door opens, and she ushers you in.
We go upstairs.
Well, she's set something, a couple of stools out in the kitchen.
Okay. Thank you for your understanding.
So, don't really remember much. It was early in the morning when it happened. I was still upstairs at the time, and her tongue was downstairs, kneading the dough for the day, as he does, and she gets a bit teary-eyed, and she talks about it.
I pat her. on
And
the shoulder, 'cause I've
sort
seen
of her voice
you
sort
do
of
that,
kind of
and
cracks
I've
a little bit.
noticed
And she just takes a bit of a clothing, dabs her eyes. And as usual, I came down as I do every day and said my hello. Didn't get any response, and just kind of figured he was into his work. And I went to the kitchen to prepare some of the recipes for the day. About a few minutes passed and didn't hear anything, and called out to him again, didn't hear anything again. Walked through and didn't see him at the desk, the table. Walked round the counter, and that's when I saw him on the floor. so I couldn't really do anything else than just kind of take into my arms and sat there for a little while. And that's when you came in.
I'm really sorry that happened to you.
It's okay.
Is there anyone who would want to hurt you?
No, he was just a simple baker. You know, didn't really talk much about his past, so don't know. When he was younger, maybe. We never really talked about it though. Came out here about 10 years ago for a quiet life. Said he used to come from the Eve Coast. There was more people.
Did he have any tattoos?
Yeah, he had a tattoo on his sort of on his left sort of upper chest.
What was the tattoo of?
A ship.
A ship.
What was the ship like? Describe it.
It was kind of like an armoured sailing ship, 3 masts and that on there. He kind of like never really liked to show it off. Always used to keep his shirt buttoned up. I think it was like maybe never asked a few times about it, but he was never that comfortable talking about his past. And I just figured it was something from his youth that was regretted.
Did he ever mention any names when he was with you about past friends?
No, like I said, he kept quite tight-lipped about his past.
What about in the days just before? Did you notice anyone new around town, or was there anyone who popped in who maybe spoke to him?
No one really knew. The newest people probably would have been, well, yourself. Before that, I think there was Joanne, you know, from the bait and switch. Before that, it's been like at least a few months before like the newest person was around.
No.
Not many people come through here.
Is there anybody in town you noticed? Like any items of clothes that seemed a bit weird? Like wide-brimmed hats, brooms?
For a minute, I didn't understand.
like witches.
I forgot we.
It's funny you should say that. I was upstairs
Good note.
in the morning. I was just airing out some clothes from the evening, bed clothes and doing some washing and stuff. And I did hear a faint sweeping from outside. Didn't see who it was, but yeah, it's a bit unusual. Don't have anyone employed to sweep the place. Figured it was someone doing something. Maybe they spilt something on the floor or something, but there was sweeping from outside.
Covering their
Broom
tracks.
murders.
Broom murder. It's the broom murder. They're
Like,
covering their tracks. That's why we couldn't track them.
Did he act any differently in the last day or two?
That's a good question.
We're not there.
In your mind.
My mind just spoke to me. Was there any difference in the way that he was acting?
No, not I could tell. He's his usual self. Looking forward to festival in a few months. You know, going fishing with the lads.
We're really sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I thank you for you apologising and coming over here and checking on me and stuff like that.
That's all right. We were gonna solve this. We were gonna
find who
stick
did
at it.
Okay.
Is there anything we can do to help you in the meantime?
No, I think it's just a bit of time, really.
All right. So you got any friends in town?
Yeah, he's got his a few buddies that he goes to. Well, he went to
Who's his
the
best
bait and
friend?
switch. Harl.
Harl.
Yeah.
Where could
Oh.
we
Hey, Harl.
Where might we find Har?
You'll either be working in the butchery, or it'd be in the tavern.
All right.
Thank you for reliving it.
Cherry Pep.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Take care of yourselves.
You
Enjoy
just
your-
have to step over the lemon tart.
Yeah,
and
enjoy your
shove
lemon
it in
tart.
the letterbox.
Yeah. Like when she opened the door, it just kind of streaked.
Nice.
I bet it'll still taste good.
You pick it up as you leave.
Mm.
Stick my finger in.
And you step out into Blackmeier's village square. I think we'll leave it there.
Carl.
So I'd like to thank my players Ellie, Josh, Annie, Khalil, and Alice. If you'd like to plug your social media, now is an amazing time to do so.
At Ellie
At MCM Josh.
At Annie_squirrel.
Mr. Chadman, bring me a dream.
You can't claim that.
ALUCYE. You caused that.
I leave Mr. Sam out of this, okay?
And I'm at MCM_Tim. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. When you don't know what to do, just roll over and die. There we go.
Can you...
Bring me a
Dream,
bum 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 bum.
make it the cutest that I've ever seen.
Bum 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 bum.
Give them two lips like roses and clover.
Bum 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 bum.
Da, 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 nights ain't over.
Mr.
I think we should start
Sorry,
now.
John.
Sorry, John.
Not sorry, John.